Good morning. Thought we'd do a little bit of a different video today. I think we're going to do a little bit of a supplement review. Before we get started, I am not sponsored by any supplements. This is just my my breakdown from my experience with these supplements, and we're going to go over what's in a lot of them, and we're also going to go over what their claim is. There's a lot of smoke and mirrors in the supplement world, and we're going to break down what we think is beneficial and what is kind of So let's get right into it. The first thing when I look at this, I have a group of supplements here. The first thing that comes to mind when I look at all of these is most of them are caffeinated. And I think that's the first place to start, is why are they, most of them, caffeinated? And the answer to that is caffeine is a great tool for weight loss in a couple different ways. The first way I would say is obviously increased heart rate. It's raising your metabolism, you're burning more calories. Obviously, if your body's running at a higher rate, you're going to burn through whatever you have stored. And the other thing that caffeine has a claim to fame with is appetite suppressant. Now, I think that, in my own personal opinion, if you have been using caffeine supplements for a certain amount of time, an extended amount of time, I don't know if that appetite suppressant is still a thing. And I'm not sure about the way that these companies look at it as an appetite suppressant. I don't know if they think that caffeine itself chemically is an appetite suppressant, or it fills in your spot of where you would usually eat. What am I talking about? So, if you generally drink coffee in the morning and you take that away, you're going to be replacing it with something else. So, I'm not sure if the way that they promote supplements is that they are going to suppress your appetite based on the chemical of caffeine, or you're going to use it in place of what you usually use. And that's an interesting way to think about it, really, because a lot of the times that you eat a protein bar, they're like, well, this is a meal replacement bar, stuff like that. And I think that's a lot of the way they look at caffeine as an appetite suppressant. I personally have been on pre-workouts and stuff for the last 15 years. I don't see a massive appetite suppressant from it. But if you do and you're looking to lose weight, perfect. But as far as caffeine to lose weight, it's beneficial just because obviously you're up, you're going. And the other thing to look at is how much caffeine we're getting into. You don't want to exceed that. You also don't want to become too immune to it. Like, you don't want to get to the point where you can take 500-600 milligrams of caffeine and be like, I don't feel anything. Because that, once you get past that point, then it's not really helping you. And I think that you will build up a tolerance if you take it every day. I notice sometimes where I'll take my pre-workout and I'm like, not really getting anything. Take a couple days off from it. Take it again. Feel good. So the body does get used to stuff. So I think that would be the first ingredient in most, not all, but most weight loss supplements would be caffeine. Definitely a beneficial tool for most, and I believe that if you are looking to diet down, some sort of caffeine will be beneficial for you. And the one thing that we want to remember when we are talking about losing weight or gaining weight or putting on muscle is, at the end of the day, these are supplements. They're supplementing your diet. They're not miracles in a bottle. So we have to remember that, it all comes down to calories in, calories out, our nutrition, hitting macros, protein, carbs, calories. But, you're not going to, these supplements will help you, but you're not going to lose weight if you're eating, a ridiculous amount of calories per day, or vice versa if you're looking to put on mass and you're only eating, very little and taking these supplements, you're probably not going to get there. They are to supplement your diet, which the first thing you should do before you get into any supplements is fix your diet. Make sure that it's in a good spot. So that is something to always remember when we get into supplements. And the next one that we'll hop right into ingredient-wise on here would be L-carnitine. I'm going to group a couple of ingredients in together. L-carnitine, green coffee bean, and also green tea. The benefit of those three, for the most part, stimulant-free. Really, there isn't taking too much of those. I'm sure you're getting some green coffee bean in certain things. Make sure it's high-quality green coffee bean. Make sure there's at least 45% chlorogenic acid. Look at the back of your supplements when you get them. And do a little research. Most of the supplement products that you see online, they have the supplement facts on the page. And what you should do is you should take that and start Googling. Look into it yourself. See why this is in there. See why that is in there. But as far as L-carnitine, green coffee bean, green tea goes, that is beneficial for your metabolic rate, especially if you're taking it consistent. Raising your metabolism by taking those products every day is obviously going to be beneficial. Your metabolism will be the rate that you burn whatever you eat. I think that's pretty self-explanatory, and I think most people know that. And I think it's important that when looking into supplements, you see what is kind of the driving energy force, which would be like your caffeines, like what your stims are in it, and what stuff that you want to be in it. And I would say that L-carnitine, green coffee bean, green tea, I don't think you can have a weight loss supplement without it and have it be the total package. So definitely look into that. Comes in many different forms as far as what you're getting. So Nutrex makes L-carnitine in a liquid form. Pour it in the cap. Cap's about that size. There's many companies making L-carnitine in a drinkable thing like this. Lasts 31 days. Take one cap every morning on empty stomach. Good way to get your stomach in a good spot to whatever you're going to eat for the rest of the day. And yeah, many companies making this in shot form. I remember when L-carnitine first came out, they were in like these giant little gold pills, almost like the fish oil pills. But this is much better, and I've noticed that they're all a little different. Some of them are sour, but they all have the same, almost like, I wouldn't say spicy, but like peppery aftertaste. I think that's just L-carnitine when you drink it. As far as green coffee bean goes, like I said, if you look at the back of it, and there isn't a chlorogenic acid percentage on the back of it, look somewhere else. Look for a high quality brand of it. I don't know any companies off the top of my head that sells. I mean, every generic Walmart brand or Target brand sells it. The bulk supplement company, I don't know if you've ever seen them on Amazon, they sell green coffee bean in a giant bag, and it lasts like 80 days, 90 days, something like that. That seems to be pretty good quality, and it doesn't have any taste. I know my wife puts it in coffee, she puts it in tea, and stuff like that. So that's a good way to take that. And also, this is another one, Lean Mode by EVL. If you guys can see here, it's hard for it to focus, but right off the bat, green tea leaf extract, 500 milligrams, green coffee bean extract, 500 milligrams, L-carnitine 500 milligrams, and then CLA powder. CLA powder is a bit of the smoke and mirrors that I talk about. Definitely good for your metabolic rate, but at the same time, don't buy into. I've seen CLA powders advertised as ab supplements. There are no ab supplements. If you're looking to lose fat, don't get me wrong, it's going to help. Your metabolism's going to go up. You're going to burn at a faster rate, but you're not going to take a container of CLA and one day wake up and have abs. It just doesn't work that way. The body doesn't burn fat that way. So don't fall into ab supplements. That's going to fall more on your diet, and something like this with that will be beneficial. But yeah, make sure you look at the back of stuff. It's important to look into it, and I think that pretty much covers our non-stim metabolic supplements. The last thing that we're going to cover as far as like your weight loss supplements that you see at the store, and I wouldn't even call it a weight loss supplement, I would call it an everyday supplement, is probiotics. Probiotics, supporting digestive health, immune health, replenishes bacteria, gut health. And that's important when you're trying to lose weight. You want your body to be as regular as possible, and it's important to get stuff in like that from time to time and stay consistent with it as well. And usually probiotics are like 1 or 2 caps per day. And I think in the long run, if you're looking to lose weight, making sure that your gut is in good health is possibly up there with some of the best things you can do for yourself. I don't have a specific brand in mind that jumps off the paper as far as probiotics. And every one of them has a different CFU. Some are 40 billion, some are 60 billion. Look up what's best for your body type. Look up for male or female. Look up for what your CFU should be. Don't just guess at it. Do your research, look into it. And usually probiotics aren't that much money. Somewhere between $15 and $30 for the higher end ones. So definitely something to look into. And the last part of the weight loss segment will be my favorite supplements that I've ever taken. And this is going to be a little bit of a weird start, but creatine. I know you're probably thinking that this should be in the muscle building section of this video. And it will be. But I have been pretty lean throughout my whole life, and I have been on creatine throughout most of my life. So when you tell me, hey, what's the foundational supplement for getting in shape, I'm going to tell you creatine. Most science-backed supplement. The best supplement that I can think of as far as body composition. So that is definitely number one for me as far as consistency, staying lean. There really isn't a company that jumps off the table for me. I like Raw Nutrition. I used to really enjoy the Creature. Who made that? Beast Nutrition. I don't know if they're still a company. Haven't seen their stuff in a long time. But they used to have their Creature creatine, which was 4 different creatines in one scoop. That was a great supplement, and that was really worth looking into. Creatine monohydrate, creatine, HCl. Definitely number 1 on the list. As far as actual weight loss supplements, I love Animal Pack's Advanced Cuts. As far as ingredients go, I think it's the best. And you don't run this for long. Say you're looking to get in shape and look good for May, usually would start this like March 1st and would run 8 weeks of it. Just for the sheer fact that it does have a water shedding complex in it. Dandelion root powder, you will lose some of your like water retention and bloat, and that's not something that you want to do throughout the whole year. I wouldn't say ever to take animal cuts for the whole year. And this comes in a powder form. It comes in a pill form. I enjoy the powder for the reason that I throw it in a couple bottles of water, and I'm getting hydrated while I'm drinking it. The pills are quick. They're easy. There's quite a few in there. I think there's 8 or 9 pills in the animal cut. And I know a lot of people are kind of weird about pills. They don't swallow them well. It doesn't sit well. So I would tell you go to the powder. Strawberry watermelon is my go-to. It has 200 grams of caffeine, which isn't a ton. L-carnitine, L-taurine, like I said, dandelion root, and then there's green tea leaf extract, green coffee bean extract, white tea leaf extract, 185 grams of choline. So this would be my number one as far as weight loss supplement without being too strong. Boost metabolism, reduce water retention, helps curb appetite, nootropic boost to promote concentrate and mental clarity. So that will go number one on my list. And no, like I said in the beginning of this video, not sponsored by anybody. Just telling you, as far as every year in March, I look at my year, like my summer kind of starts in May, and in March I run 2 containers of animal cuts, which we're coming right up on that. As far as other supplements go for weight loss that I really enjoy, while I'm running that, I usually run Superhuman Burn. I just found this a couple years ago. Alpha Lion supplements are awesome. I don't know if you guys have ever found Troy from Alpha Lion on YouTube. Go check him out. Smart guy, nice guy, does giveaways, good dude. I've messaged back and forth with him at times. And his Superhuman Burn pre-workout is like nothing that I've ever taken before. And I've tried all the pre-workouts. It has a similar complex to the animal cuts, but a little bit more pre-workout based. We got some L-citrulline in here for 4,000 milligrams, some beta-alanine for those of you. Some people love it, some people hate it. I absolutely love it. You get the little tingles before your workout. You feel it in your face, you feel itchy, but that is, I don't know, maybe I've become too used to it over the years, but kind of gives you the sign that it's time to work out. A lot like the other one, taurine, some different tea leaves, and then the other one that you're seeing almost in all weight loss supplements that is decent for you, used to be very expensive, which is Calorie Burn GP, which is grains of paradise extract, which is almost like, remember it used to be referred to as like pepper almost, but they're realizing that in supplements it has quite a bit of effect on your metabolism. So you're seeing grains of paradise pop up in all kinds of different weight loss supplements, all kinds of health supplements. And that's usually around 10 milligrams you'll see it. Let me see what it is in this one. 10 milligrams as well. So that seems to be about where it is for as far as how much. But yeah, Superhuman Burn, Alpha Lion supplements, Hulk juice, delicious flavor. Got a buddy who just tried the cherry flavor, says it's really good. And yeah, if you want to cut down for summer, I would say this for pre-workout. This in the morning. If you drink an energy drink in the morning or you drink coffee in the morning, replace it with this. That's usually what I do. I usually drink like a Celsiuser in the morning when I get up, or I'll drink some sort of energy drink. And this time of year, I'll just get rid of that and just replace it with the animal cuts, and then this later on when I work out for the day. So that is the whole breakdown for weight loss supplements as far as I'm concerned. If you have any questions about that, we will move on. Okay. So as far as weight loss supplements go, I think we went over quite a few of them there. We went over quite a bit of the ingredients. Let's go to the opposite of that spectrum, which would be putting on mass, putting on size, putting on muscle. And there's many different ways to go about that. Obviously, a calorie surplus is, I wouldn't say mandatory, but you got to get up there. You got to eat enough, and you got to take in enough calories. So as far as that goes, let's go over some stuff that will help you with that. And the number one thing, which is what we left off with on weight loss, was creatine. Creatine based on your body weight. Most people should at least do a maintenance of 4 to 5 grams a day. And if you do go above that, I would recommend it be for a short period of time. You want to cycle on and off as far as creatine goes. I've had the best results with doing that, especially with what I like to do. I'll take 5 grams of creatine monohydrate, put it in my protein shake, and that'll be what I drink. And then I'll go 3 or 4 weeks where I'll do a scoop of the creatine HCl. And so we're doing 10 total grams, and it's a different form of creatine. And then we'll go back to the 5, and then I'll do 5 of creatine monohydrate, or 5 more of creatine monohydrate. So we do 10 total. I think it's good to mix it up. I think your body does get used to it. And I have a couple recommendations as far as creatine goes. I prefer the creatines that are a blend as far as when putting on weight. Now, if I was just in a cut, I would tell you, see the back of this, there's only one ingredient, and it's creatine monohydrate. And that's what you're looking for in a cut. You don't want something that says calories, something that says carbs. You're looking just for creatine. And I think that's important because when you're trying to lose weight, the last thing you need is extra calories, extra carbs, and a lot of people's calories and carbs come from drinks. Different coffee additives, different drink additives. But if we're looking to put on weight, the creatine matrices that they make, Jet Mass, Sizon, Dark Matter, I can think of Cell Chem. There are so many good ones that will help you put on mass. I have the Jet Mass here. We're going to be hopping off this as of Sunday because we're going to start leaning out for summer. But this has 50 calories. So like I said with the other creatine, it has 50 calories, 13 carbs, only 2 grams of sugar, which is okay. But it has 5 grams of creatine, 2 grams of glutamine, 500 milligrams of leucine, 225 of taurine, 100 of L-arginine. It has a little beta in it. And then it has a support blend of cinnamon bark, ginger root, and some other stuff. So as far as I would tell you, putting on mass, putting on size, these are incredible. The other one that is just as good, if not better, is the Cellchem one. This is the company that you always see Hani Rampod pushing. And I had to give it a go. I had to try it. And it is as good as advertised. Soreness is down by a mile. There's so many good ingredients in it. As far as the flavor on it, the raspberry lemonade, not good. And I usually like raspberry lemonade stuff. Not good. I would recommend trying the supplement, probably a different flavor. I've only ever tried this one. As far as back to the Jet Mass, they've been doing tropical ice now for about 15 years, and it's the best. Like, I always try whatever other new flavor they get, and I go back to tropical ice. So don't even bother trying to get like some different flavor if you do order Jet Mass. Go right to the tropical ice. As far as the best supplement for quick mass, I don't have it here in front of me, but Gaspari Nutrition Saison. There is so many carbs, so many calories. It's a great creatine matrix that they made, and it is, I'll say it's the best. I don't think you're going to get a better one for putting on size. I would say it's more targeted for somebody who's probably on the smaller, skinnier side, or somebody who's just starting in the gym and they're like, man, I don't know if I'm getting enough calories. I don't know if I'm getting enough intake. I would lean on that supplement. I think it's critical. I think it's the best supplement they've ever made as far as size for a creatine. As far as other supplements go, obviously mass gainers is a topic. Mass gainers, some people will look at them as meal replacements. Don't think you should. But for sure, if like you get to the point where you're eating 3 meals a day and you're like, man, I'm not putting on size, I'm not putting on weight, I want to get bigger, I want to get stronger, you're not eating enough, you're not taking enough. And some people, that's as much as they can eat. They're maxed out. That's as much as they can put in their body for the day, and they feel sick after. So that's what the mass gainer shakes are for. And for sure, that's something to look to. And my favorite throughout the years has been the Up Your Mass by MHP, cookies and cream flavor. And this is 50 grams of protein, 1,350 calories, 11 grams of BCAAs, 23 grams of EAAs. This is a tank. It's 6 scoops per serving. Put it in a blender, throw a banana in there, throw some yogurt in there. There is no chance that you're drinking that with a solid diet and not putting on size. Why do I like that one? So when you're eating 3 meals a day, 4 meals a day, 5 meals a day, whatever it is you're trying to get to make sure that you're putting on the amount of size, it's hard to squeeze in stuff like that. Like, you feel it's sickening at the end of the day. And a lot of the mass gainers taste overly sweet to me. Maybe it's just me. I'm not sure. But the last thing I want when I'm really full or I'm not hungry is something that's extremely sweet. And that's not. They're cookies and cream flavor. You put it in whole milk. And it's not that much different than what you're drinking with the whole milk. There's a little bit of like a cookie flavor in there. But it's not so sweet where it's like, oh, like this is sickening. And that's the reason that that's been the best for me is ease to drink. I always say if you buy a supplement and you don't like it and you dread taking it, you're not going to take it. I don't care who you are. Like, if you buy a supplement and it tastes horrible, why would you want to take it? And that's the most important part of getting supplements, is consistently taking them. So as far as that goes, like I said, MHP, Up Your Mass, 1,350 calories. Actually one of the better priced ones as well. It's like used to be 35 or 38 bucks for a 6-pound container. You do go through it fast, though. I will say at 6 scoops pace, you don't have to go to 6 scoops. You can go to 3 to start. But it's dense. It's great. As far as pre-workouts go, I don't have anything off the wall that's going to say, hey, this is the pre-workout that's going to build you size and mass. Look for something with a good amount of citrulline in it. We want blood flow. Blood flow is key. We want to get a pump. We want to get those nutrients to the muscle. And Raw Nutrition's line of pre-workouts is top-notch. And I think I've mentioned it before. The reason I think that they're the best for it, not only do they put a healthy amount of stuff in this, like you're getting a lot for what you're paying for, but also they have like different intensities of the pre-workout. Like the Christopher's Thuper TH pre-workout is like the max. Like it's 6.4 grams of beta, it's 400 grams of caffeine, but you don't have to go to that max. The one down below it is I think it's like 300 grams, and it's a little bit less beta, and then they have like the essentials, so you can ease your way into a pre-workout. You don't have to jump right in, and especially if you're not used to it, you'll feel awful. So as far as pre-workouts go, there's no pre-workout really that's going to jump off the page as far as mass and size building, because at the end of the day, it's calories in, calories out. Creatine will help. It'll help you hold that mass, but you got to get the calories in. That's what it comes down to. And the last but not least is a kind of a new generation supplement, and you're seeing it all over. These peptide supplements, and I'm not talking about your peptides that you're seeing on your Facebook every 2 scrolls. Not your BPC 157 and all that Wolverine stack. I'm not talking about injectables or any of that. This is a peptide, Peptistrong. Basically, what the value is behind these store peptide supplements that they're putting in creatine, they're putting it in protein, is protein synthesis. What they're claiming is that your body is going to absorb protein a little bit differently. I think it's too early to tell. I've noticed in the last couple weeks you've seen an influx of these peptide supplements. Muscle Tech makes one that is DL 185, I believe it is. And like I said, it's too early to tell. I think you got to take something for 60 to 90 days to really get a good idea of whether you're benefiting from it. I like the idea of it. They kind of did a version of this back in the day. It was called BioGrow. I remember you see CT Fletcher advertising for BioGrow. And basically, they didn't call it a peptide then, but what they were saying was that it was going to rapidly increase protein synthesis. And that's kind of what they're claiming with like Peptistrong. But that, so far I've taken it for a couple days. I don't have anything negative to say about it. I hope it's beneficial in the long run. Kind of chalky, but threw it in some protein powder. Didn't really notice it. But that's definitely something to look into and keep an eye on. Let's look at some reviews here in the coming weeks to see people that have been on it for 4 or 5 weeks. Because if you can rapidly increase protein synthesis, why wouldn't you? Especially if we're doing it at a healthy rate and we're getting in the right amount of protein per day. We want to use all that. So that's great. And as far as other supplements for size, mass, recovery, I really like the Animal Pack M-Stack. Really good nitrogen retention. Has a lot of different ingredients in it. You can buy it at your local vitamin shop. That's probably the best one that comes to mind as far as a supplement that's not a mass gainer or creatine. Make sure you look into it. Really good supplement. The only thing that I'll mention is if you struggle with taking pills, some of the pills in there are massive. They're really big. So keep an eye out for that. Look at the back of the ingredients on it. Really scour through it and do your own research. Always do your own research when you're buying your supplements. for sure, because everybody buys their supplements for them. I mean, you're doing it for your journey, and you want to make sure that you're putting the stuff that's most beneficial for you in your body. But that pretty much wraps today. If you have any comments, questions, and it can be any question. Hey, have you ever tried this supplement? There's a good chance I probably have. And I'll give you my best review of it, or tell you which flavor is best, so you don't get trapped in that. And yeah, hope you guys enjoyed today, and we'll see you next time.